you very quickly in helping you determine what's the best product for your client. So I want to make sure everybody that wants to be a part of the Builders Group Meet and the In-Home Concierge, I want to be sure that you're a part of that right there. Mr. Ollie Collins, I wanted to bring you on for a few minutes just because, man, I love what's going on in your organization. I saw you post your leaderboard yesterday, and I know you guys had a great team call just prior to Barry's call. But I wanted to kind of bring you on and just kind of hear your thoughts on. I know you're out there like me. You're seeing so many people who are choosing to win, right? Choosing to kind of get through this and figure out, like, okay, so what type of action do I need to take? You've got great examples on your team. And so any thoughts that you had to share with us this morning?
Yeah, buddy. Can you hear me and see me?
I got your
John,
voice
you got
loud and clear, but I'm sure we can switch the camera somehow to you, but I can hear you loud and clear.
Well, they're not listening to anything but nuts in my my mug. It's unshaven for a few days. So, but anyway, hey, you know, it is interesting times that we're dealing in. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And I think that one of the big things that our team is focusing on is, really controlling what you can control. I told the story yesterday, and I'll share it real briefly today. And that is that, whenever you take scuba diving classes, one of the things they teach you is if you're underwater and you're, maybe in a kind of a confusing, disoriented situation, is they always tell you follow your bubbles. If you're diving shipwrecks and there's a lot of silt and you move something around and now the water all around you is hard to see, and you're really not sure which way is up, and you're underwater, and it's like no gravity there, so to speak, and you're floating, and you're not sure how to get to the surface. It's always, they say, follow your bubbles, because the bubbles go up. And I think in the middle of everything that we're going through right now, and everything that's going on, I think it's important that we look to the other side of the problem, that we follow our bubbles, that we control our daily activity, that we do what we can do and don't worry about what we can't do. Yep, we're having to do some things a little unconventionally, doing some reaching into our toolbox, and we're pulling out tools that maybe we never thought we were going to have to use, or we haven't used in a really long time. And we're developing new skills and new tools. Imagine if you had to go ahead and make 300 phone calls this week to book 10 webinars, and you sold one policy, and that policy was an average policy of $1,000. Would that help your family out? Would that be a testimony to the power that we have here with Equus Financial and working in the financial services field, of how we can move on and we can survive and we can adapt and we can even thrive in times when many other people are struggling? And so I really think that focusing on what we can control and not looking at our situation. One of the big things too is, when the pioneers headed across west, and then things got a little difficult, they circled the wagons, and when things get tough, we always hear people say we got to lock arms and get through this. And I think it's even more important that we take our opportunities to associate, and we take them seriously, that we get on the conference calls, that we get on the webinars, that we maybe even do other as leaders, little pull together meetings, on Skype or on Zoom or on conference calls, to let people know that they're not alone. And let's lock arms and let's get through this. And I think being solution oriented, being problem solvers, not wallowing in our misery, because that's what anybody could do. But can you focus on getting on the other side of this? And I think that's really, it's just that mindset. People have done telephone calls. Joe Grant had a policy for over $3,000, and it was a phone app. I think Andrew wrote 1,900 yesterday on webinars. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. I've got a guy that is getting ready to pull the trigger on a pretty nice size policy to protect a $250,000 property, and he lives 2 states away. An IUL that's in the works. with a friend because, you know what, I took this opportunity to reach out to him and say, hey, now's the perfect time for me to do a little homework, for me to figure out just the right illustration for you and the right protection plan, and for me to do a little bit more homework on my end. You know, nobody should come out of this, you know, having a bunch of check marks on all the Netflix that they've watched. You know, if you come out of the other side of this coronavirus issue and you still have continuing education to be done, shame on you. If 3 months you got to take days out of the field because you got to go binge watch Exam FX, continuing education, to get your continuing ed done, but you watched a bunch of Netflix, shame on you. If you come out of this with you know, streaming Amazon Prime, but you don't know how to do an IUL illustration or an annuity illustration, and you still got to call and ask basic questions, when now's a great time for you not only to educate yourself and adapt and learn as you're looking for ways to modify how you push your business forward. Talk about what it would look like to the people that you know, friends, family, people on Facebook, if this difficult time you start depositing $1,000 or $2,000 or more a month, when most people are looking at their boss going, please, boss, please continue to pay me. Please, boss, hopefully you've been really good with your money so you can continue to give me a paycheck even though I'm not there. Or, come on, government, please give that stimulus package because I could use that $1,500. What about you showing them how you made $1,000 to $1,500 last week from your own home, adapting and modifying a plan and a program? Talk about what it would look like having 15 agents with their bags ready, their Exam FX done, all trained up on Training Center, ready for their state licensing facility to open up so they can run in there, write a license, or excuse me, pass their test, get their license, and then go run on their first 5 appointments. I think it's a great opportunity to get a herd of people at the starting line, waiting for the gun to fire. Go get all of your ships in the water, people. I'm just telling you, because when this coronavirus is done, a rising tide is going to happen, and that rising tide is going to raise all the ships. So go get all your ships out there in the water. Back to you, buddy.
Hey, Ollie, let's, I want to run this by you. I'm going to, and by the way, guys, being that we're doing Zoom, we're carving out a section of time this morning. And so I don't think we're going to be done by 11. Most of you guys, you're on a lot more relaxed schedules. And so, we're when we dive into Claudia here in just a minute, we're going to let her teach. We're going to let her run. And you guys can plug in, hopefully, and learn. But there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about beforehand. And Ollie, I want to kind of get your thoughts on this too. You know, right now, the way that we serve our clients has certainly changed a little bit. You know, there's still, you know, some of us that are, you know, we're listed as essential workers in our state, and we can go out and we can still get face to face with our clients. And for those of you guys that have that ability to do it, I hope that you're fighting for that, because, you know, like Andrew Pappas talked about last week, there is no better way. There's absolutely no better way to serve our clients than face to face. We are in a relationship building business, okay? But having said that, there are some of you guys, and you're dealing with clients who you're forced to now, you've got to get good at doing this over the phone. You've got to get good at establishing your value. You've got to get good at finding out their need, and you've got to get good at moving them forward in this type of a relationship, okay? And the thing about it is that I'm praying for you every day. The spirit of wisdom, if you go back, and especially if you read in Proverbs, especially in the beginning of Proverbs when it's talking about wisdom, wisdom was there. Wisdom was there when God was forming the world, okay? Wisdom was there. Wisdom is tremendous creative power. And I hope that every single one of you guys are asking for wisdom, because you're going to have to be creative. The very best phone sales, virtual sales platform In our industry, with mortgage protection or final expense, I can promise you it's not been created yet, okay? And so we need you to be creative. We need you to have the spirit of wisdom. But I will tell you this, and I wrote this down this morning. This has been something that, you know, maybe some of you builders out there, you've already been on the phone with me probably 4 or 5 times in the last couple of days, and we've talked about this. But I think the very best marketing strategy right now, and what this outbreak has done, is it's created such an awareness. I've never seen awareness the way it is right now of people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're sick and tired of being broke. You know, they look at how much control the government has. You know, is this whole coronavirus, is it as serious as people say? Well, I don't know. Is it as non-serious as some people are taking it? I don't know. You know, probably the truth lies somewhere in between. Okay, but that's not for me to judge. You know, I can go plug on the idiot box right now, and I can find somebody that would make me want to crawl in a hole because this thing is out to get me. And you know, all of the partying I've done in my lifetime is probably going to get my paranoia up sky high, right? And so, but I can also plug in the sources out there that, you know, certainly, you know, make it where, hey, listen, we've got to get through what we, especially from a business owner standpoint. Yeah, listen, you got no choice. You've got a family that you've got to protect, and so you've got to figure it out. You can't crawl in a hole and die, okay? Or can't crawl in a hole of inactivity, okay? But I think right now, you know, if you look at leads gets us in touch with 2% of our marketplace. No matter where you are, at very best, leads will get you in touch with 2% of your marketplace. There's 98% of our marketplace that we're not serving, and I think this outbreak has certainly brought us to a season where now's the time. Why in the world is multi-level marketing companies that you can't make any money in at all, or at least you're not going to make very much for a while, why in the world are they growing by hundreds on a weekly basis? You want me to tell you why they're growing? It's because somebody is prospecting in their warm market, and they're asking people, are you open to making money? Are you open to doing something on the side? Would you be open to doing something along the lines of financial services? Have you heard of living benefits? Oh my gosh. You know, and so serving the 98%, right now, I've never seen a season that's any better right now than serving the 98%, okay? You now have the opportunity, like I mentioned earlier, you now, whether you want to hear this or not, because I know there's some drama queens out there that want to make it look like, oh, I can't do any work because if I log on my computer and help somebody, the government's going to come arrest me and put me in a hole forever, probably with 18 lions, okay? You now have the opportunity to act nationally, okay? This outbreak has shrunk the nation and has brought everyone local to you. Do you not see what's taking place? Does the government control? I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm not going to get off into this big time this morning, but if the government control has not concerned you a little bit during this stuff, I'm going to tell you what, if you ever have a need to get financially independent, now's the time to do that, okay? But I mentioned a while ago, why in the world does MLM companies grow? And the fact of the matter is we've got a company that we can make a lot of money, and we've got a company that's somebody like an Andrew Pappas that's not building an agency yet, but an Andrew Pappas can go from a meter reader to a $200,000 a year income earner in field underwriting. Why in the world, if I did a meeting in Raleigh, North Carolina, why in the world would I be hard-pressed to get 10 people to it, and a multi-level marketing company that you can't make any money in, and you're trying to recruit the world, but they bring 200, 300, 400 people? Why is that? And the reason is because we've allowed ourselves to only serve 2% of our marketplace. And that's the 2% of people that will ever take a piece of paper that we mail them and return it to us. So we limit our growth. We limit everything to that 2% of people. And I don't think it's good. Right now, I don't think it's good. And I think right now, if there's anything to drive us out of our comfort zone, I believe the best marketing strategy during this whole outbreak, I believe it will be the people that decide to go out there and spend a good chunk of their day recruiting to sell. What do I mean by recruiting to sell? And Ollie, I'll get your opinion on this or your thoughts on this, and then we'll go straight to Jamie and Patrick. But recruiting to sell is this. I can now pick up the phone, or I can now do mass recruiting for job interviews with my company, okay? In those recruiting conversations, how many people do you think would possibly be a good candidate for having a living benefit life insurance policy, or a tax-free retirement strategy, or protecting their hard-earned retirement, okay? Do you think they'd be good candidates for that? Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Do you think they have a warm market that would be just as good, if not better, candidates than the people that are filling out forms and sending them back to us? Yes. And so when I talk about recruiting to sell, I'm talking about let's go find people that are sick and tired of being broke. They're sick and tired of not owning their own business. They're sick and tired of not having any control because of their checkbook balance. Let's go find people that are ready to change that. It's not going to be everybody. It'll be a small minority, but I tell you what, that minority has now expanded rapidly during this time frame. And so, Ollie, before I get all fired up and start spitting all over my and everything, any thoughts or comments before we go to Jamie and Patrick?
Absolutely. And I really feel, John, that it's at this time that we really need to understand what we're a part of and how different Equus and the financial services industry really is compared to what everybody else is experiencing, and really have that conviction about us. I had Kimberly Uzar-Haher telling the story yesterday on our call, but I kind of set her up and build her up because Kimberly gets a lot of results because of her conviction. And the person that she got no-showed by, who then she finally talked to later in the day, was so apologetic and had a really good reason why he wasn't able to meet with her. She ends up ICAing him. And the reason is, and he's like, man, you really don't stop, do you? She's like, I just love what I do. I just believe in what I do. I believe that families need to be protected. And I also believe in this opportunity because it changed my life as a single mom. And so get that conviction about what this business can provide for you. When you get that conviction, people follow you. People are attracted to you. You're going to talk to them and it's going to make some sense. Somebody can take some potion or elixir and talk just like, man, it cured my gout and it made my uncle's, Itabago go bye-bye. And they, they just got all these crazy claims. How about with this company, with this business I've been able to provide for my family during the most difficult financial times in the history of our world. An economic time that nobody's ever seen happen. I've been able to provide for my family and thrive. I haven't had to worry. I've had to adapt, but I haven't had to worry. And imagine how many people you can attract to you with that conviction when you really understand, and go and set that example and personally, and then share that story like John said, and start recruiting to sell. I'm just telling you, you're going to have a bunch of people ready to hit the ground running as soon as they get their license. This is the time to hit it hard in our business for sure.
Absolutely. And I will tell you what, the opportunities that you're going to find out there, the opportunities for advanced markets, the opportunity for living benefit life insurance is going to be incredible. And you're going to be a rising star. By doing that, you're going to be a rising star in all of Equus Financial. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go directly to, and I'm not sure if Jamie Trent's been able to log on, but I know we've got Patrick De Lorenzo out there. But I was just talking to Jamie yesterday about a big annuity that he wrote, and so maybe we can share that story. But Mr. Patrick De Lorenzo, are you out there? Well, it's good to have you back in the country.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. That was some scary stuff. But
Well,
I'm back.
Good to have you back, and I'm gonna let you roll with anything on your heart to share with Advanced Markets.
All right, sure. First off, Jamie, you on there, or is it just me?
No, I am on here. Thank y'all for having me, and praise the Lord that we're able to do something like this.
Heck yeah, man. All right. Let me hop back into the car. Excuse me. It's not coronavirus. That's allergies, I promise. All right. So I know we wanted to kind of chat about a couple things, but first off, you had a tremendous case that not only got submitted, but I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it got paid yesterday. So I was kind of hoping you could maybe tell us all a little bit about that, where the client came from. Tell us a little bit about the conversation you guys had, what you wrote. But if you would, could you share that story with us?
Absolutely. So I don't know if anybody's noticed, but the market's been having some trouble here lately. And so I had done some business with a client about a month and a half ago, and he was willing to give me a portion of what he had of total. And at that time, I happened to tell him that this was right about the time the virus really started to spring up near here. So I told him we were about to fall off pretty big in the market. Well, it's not that I'm a prophet or anything like that. I just kind of looked at what was going on, and I said, we fixing to fall. Well, sure enough, we did. So I just simply called him up. I said, hey, let me ask you a question. Markets are down about 25% or so since I was there a couple weeks ago. Are you open-minded to hearing some ideas that if the market goes down further, you don't lose anything, and if it goes up, you'll participate in the upside, and along with that, we can get you an 8% bonus to make up a third of your losses that you just had. And he kind of perked up. He said, 8%. I said, yeah. He said, absolutely. I'm open-minded to hearing what you have to say. And that was the extent of the question. And here's why I think this is important, because we're about to get a stimulus package. So let me translate that for everyone on the phone call here. This does not include us on this phone call. This includes all of the people in America who have lost their jobs, and if the government doesn't do what they're about to do, will lose their jobs. The government is about to subsidize 70% of the workforce's paychecks. And John, you almost started sounding like me over here. I don't think people understand the overreach that can potentially come from this. So there isn't a better time in history that we've ever had in this entire universe, because this has never happened before, that we can help agents come aboard right now and get into business for themselves. Now, is it going to be perfect? No. Are taxes going to go up tremendously down the road to finance this little deal? Absolutely. So here's your solution for that. Y'all ready for this one? Indexed universal life. So currently, when we put money in an indexed universal life, the money grows tax deferred, and through the way that these specific types of products are structured, we can pull income out income tax free. If you're not trying to set people up, every single person you can possibly find to set up with an IUL right now, you're not doing anybody a service, because the amount of taxes that are coming down the road to subsidize this little mistake that I think the government's making is going to be tremendous, and income tax free. Income that is tax free will be paramount going down the road. It will far outweigh any 401k or individual retirement account. And the money goes up, you participate in the upside. It goes down, you don't lose a dime. So there's the answer to the question and my thoughts on the markets going forward.
Jamie, that's awesome, man. So when you guys had this conversation, when you reached back out to him after the market started to fall, what did you do? Did you go back out, write a new contract? Were you able to just, since he already had an open account, add some more? Tell us a little bit more about that.
So first thing you got to understand, almost except for one NLG product, every annuity we do is what we call single premium. Now, single premium means single premium. It does not mean we can add to it. Now, some of the contracts out there do allow it, but for the most part, it's single premium. Another thing is F&G doesn't offer bonuses, and Athene does. So, of course, I did a whole new contract because I had to make sure we were getting the bonus product, and the product before wouldn't take any more premiums.
Gotcha. Now, based on this, I know we talk about a sense of urgency all the time as business owners, as agents. I almost think it's become a cliche when we talk about sense of urgency, but there really is a sense of urgency right now. Based on your experience, I know I've been here a while, in the industry, and you have as well, even a heck of a lot longer than I have. What's your gut instinct about how these bonuses are currently being paid out? Do you think they're going to stick around? Do you think it's probably going to go away? What's your thoughts?
Well, I can give you the words directly from Athene. We have very limited time left on any of this before the bonuses will be cut and the participation rates will drop. Interest rates have plummeted, and in fact, the feds have done something they've never done before, which was in a matter of 2-week period, dropped them to 0. So these bonuses are going to be dropping, and it's not because the products are bad or anything like that. It simply has to do with these guys go out and buy bonds, and the bonds are used to fund this whole thing. And the interest rates out there are so much lower, Athene cannot continue to pay out huge bonuses and give the clients what they are supposed to be getting simultaneously while paying us a high commission rate. So bonuses are dropping.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, and if I'm a brand new agent, this is how I need to respond to the let me think about it that I think we've all probably heard every single week since we all got into the industry. We need to pretty much explain to that client, sure, you can think about it, but in the interim, understand that this bonus will probably not be there as soon as you're done thinking about it. Would that be
absolutely
a reasonable thing to say?
That would be very, 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 very reasonable.
Okay. So could I, as a new agent or even an experienced agent, could I respond to that let me think about it with something really simple like, okay, while you're thinking about it, let's get the paperwork started. So if you decide you do want to move forward, you've saved that bonus rate for yourself. You've saved that higher participation rate. And then if you do decide not to do it for whatever reason, you haven't lost anything.
That's absolutely what I would say. And here's another part of it. It's not that it's like if you write a contract today, Patrick, you're not locked into that rate today for if it takes 3 months for the funds to get in. They're going to cap that time frame. So if the sense of urgency isn't like really, really there, these people might miss out completely on an 8% bonus, and they might be getting in the realm of 2 to 4% bonus.
Okay. Another thing I know that you and I had talked about recently during our LTC, the last one in Lexington. You and I both had 2 Athene clients that had just recently hit an anniversary date. And I know you had mentioned what your client got in an actual thing. I realize that's not, one client is not a guarantee that everybody's going to do this, but what was the interest rate that your client wound up hitting for the full year?
Now, this is the most exciting stuff right here, because this is where I get really, really excited about how these products work.
Yeah.
So in February, about the second week in February, I got, the February LTC we did, whatever day that was, third week in February, I got a call from a client, and he had just gotten a statement. He had 14.49% interest. That was credited to his account. Now here is the crazy thing is when I called him late last week, my question to him was, Robert, you got credited 14.49% interest, and since then the market's dropped 30%. How much did you lose of all of this? And his answer, he kind of sat there and I said, you haven't lost one dime of anything you started with, and you've kept all of those gains. Their gains are locked in. I also have a client who got a statement on March 18th, which was what, about 5 days ago? And
Yep.
that client still made 5.09%. And 5 days ago, we were down almost 30% in the markets. That is now credited to her account. And since then, we've gone down another 5 or so percent. We've bounced back some today, but she hasn't lost any of it. So these things are phenomenal, and they can protect people.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, we talk about 5%, and I'm sure there's more than a couple of us on this phone that are thinking, that's not that big of a deal. But if my choice is gain 5 or lose 35, I don't think there's a single one of us on this call that would pick lose 35.
I'd rather have a check in the mail for a quarter than to have a bill in the mail for $50 every day of the week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm the same way. All right. So as far as going forward, we kind of need to probably to benefit everybody on this call, let's talk a little bit about some things that we can say in light of all the chaos that is going on right now in the world. So first off, just to kind of make it easy for everybody, I'm sure we all know this, but just to review, F&G does allow for their annuity sales, those things to be done via video conferencing. There is an option in which you can do that through the electronic application. So just to make it simple, you don't have to go to anybody's house. You don't have to go to, see anybody. You don't have to be within 6 feet of them and violate any kind of quarantine rules or any other kind of mess that's going on right now. So what are some things that, we could say to clients?
Great question, Patrick. And then we'll probably need to close it down because I'm sure John and Claudia's got stuff to do, so we're going to have to close this down. But here's what I would be saying to clients. We cannot tell them to sell any stocks, bonds, or mutual funds. That is a violation of the securities laws and the insurance laws. But what we can do is talk about the products that we have and how they work. And how they work are, this is what I would say, and y'all have heard me say it before, and I'll say it again because it's the exact same thing I continually say after 24 years this month in the industry. If you can participate in the percentage of the upside of the markets without any downside risk and potentially no fees, is that something you're interested in talking about? And if the answer is yes, then I talk to them about our product and how it works. And we can talk about that all day long, and we can talk about the markets being down 30% or 35%. We can talk about generalities like that. But if you don't understand anything else, if you want to participate in the upside of the market, potential upside of the market without any downside or risk and potentially no fees, that's something you'd be interested in. That's exactly where I'd be sticking. Andrew Pappas does this, and this is what's worked for him. It works for me. It works for you, Patrick. Why we're not out there pushing this right now even more, people think we can't help people. Right now, a lot of people lost jobs. They got 401ks sitting there. They were 401ks, now they 201ks. And if we want to make a percentage of that back, we can do that immediately with the bonuses, and we can protect it on the downside and give them an upside return.
That's awesome, man. Appreciate it.
John, back to you.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. And, I'm just sitting here listening to your talk, and I'm thinking about my message earlier with Ollie and, getting into warm markets, and I hope that you guys can see this. I don't think this is like too hard to see, but getting into warm markets, do you guys see where there's already a relationship there, especially with the new guy that you hire, that he or she already has a relationship with those people, and now you're not trying to build rapport with people that you don't know. If 100% of your sales are via leads, you're now getting into warm markets where there's already an existing relationship, and you're going to be getting in touch with people that are these advanced markets clients. Okay, they need us, but how else are we going to get to them? They're not going to fill out forms and send it in. They're not going to, they're just sitting out there feeling helpless because they don't know what to do. But the person that we hire this afternoon, they may be their uncle or their brother or their mom or dad. And so I hope you guys see that this whole recruiting and having conversations with people about making money and changing their life and building their dreams and starting their business, how that can lead to a lot of sales via an iPad or a phone, via Zoom, via Skype, via Google Meets, whatever system you use. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to transition to Claudia. And Claudia, I am asking for grace. I'm asking for mercy. I'm asking for forgiveness. I did not know that you actually had an 11 o'clock meeting today, virtual meeting. And so I apologize for right now just bringing you on. Please, if you want to do something abbreviated so that you're not too late for your meeting, please do so, because we can jump back on and we can do another Zoom meeting like this. For those of you guys that are interested, we can do a Zoom meeting tonight at 9 o'clock. And we could go through it as late as we want to. So Claudia, Matthew, again, forgive me, but I'm going to turn the rest of the time over to you.
Hey, good morning, John.
Good morning to you. Got you loud and clear.
Yes, can you guys see me?
Can everybody see Claudia?
Yes, okay. And I think Tammy is going to allow me to share screen too. John, don't worry about it, because I had a Zoom conference at 11 a.m. and it is with my Latino agents. All of them are on this call right now. And as soon as I finish, I will jump on that one. So we're good on time, okay? So don't worry about it. Well, good morning, everyone. And John, thank you for, letting me speak this morning. I really appreciate your trust. This is something that I have been working on it for the last couple of days, and I think it's important information for our agents out there. Many of us are new to, working and selling over the internet. This is something that we had to adapt very, very quick. And hold on one second. Somebody's texting me asking me to fix my camera. I cannot see me on the camera, so you guys can see okay? All right. So, and here's a couple of things that I want to cover today. Okay, first is going to be the phone call. Okay, how to book an appointment during this time. Second one is how to meet your client. What webinars to use, what webinars I don't recommend you using, and also closing the sale. That's a couple things that I want to cover today. And John, if you want to, ask me questions along the way or text me, that will be awesome. Okay. All right. First thing, guys, this is the time that our country needs our service. Okay. This is the time that we need to be out there serving. This is not the time for us to freak out and hide and don't do our job. Just basically because what we do, our type of work that we do, can really prevent families from losing their homes, can really prevent families from going through a very hard financial time. And this is a time that we need to be out there, serving them via webinars, if that's what you can do on your state. Hold on one second. I don't know what happened in here, John. Okay, I see you nice and big now, John. Like I can look at you. I don't know what I did. You're the only one on my screen. All right, guys. So let's start with the phone with the phone call. John, do you want to role play with me on how I'm booking my appointments?
That'd be fine if you can hear
All
me.
right. So and I really didn't rehearse this, guys. I'm new to this. Okay, so I changed a couple things on my phone call. Okay, and I was talking to John yesterday. I was talking with a really good friend of John, who that's how he does it. It's telesales over the internet. I asked him for a piece of advice. What can we do to make sure that we're being effective on what we do? And he said, Claudia, don't take too long on on a presentation, because you have no control of what is going on in their home. You have no control of the children, the dog, the TV, the pots, the pans. You are, you're far from them, and you don't have control of that. So you need to make sure that you're not taking too long. But there's a problem in our industry, okay? We need to build a relationship. We need to build the trust with our clients. We need to be upfront with them, and they have to feel comfortable with us. But here's a big elephant in the room. We're meeting them over the internet. We're meeting them on offices, in our bedrooms, in our basement, in our kitchens, and we need to build that trust, because part of the application is asking them for Social Security, a bank account, okay? So I start thinking about, what can I do? I've been thinking about those last couple of days, guys, on what can we use the situation to move forward, okay? Many of you know I am very serious about protecting my clients. I don't take this very lightly at all. I had been the other end where, you lose a parent, you don't have anything, and you struggle financially. You don't even have money for food. You don't have money for your essential needs of life. So I take what I do very serious, okay? This for me is not about my commission. I believe that when you serve people and you do what is right every single time, the good Lord is gonna bless you, okay? We're thinking about doing what is right for our clients, and I am literally thinking about the people, my clients. I don't wanna call them in 2 months and find out that they pass away. I don't wanna call them in 2 months and find out that their health no longer allow them to qualify, okay? So if I'm calling John, we're going to take a little bit longer in the phone, okay? This is not the let's book the appointment and get off the phone. That's Claudia's personality. I stand the phone. I want to book an appointment and move on to the next one. But I need to build rapport with John right now over the phone, because John needs to start trusting me over the phone, so we can actually, when we meet over, a webcam, there's already a trust in there, okay? John is already comfortable with Claudia, okay? So if I'm calling you, John, okay? I'm gonna be using my lead, John and Kim. I'm not gonna ask for Kim's age, so don't worry about it, Kim, okay? I don't ask medical questions. All right, John, I'm calling you. You're muted.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Hello, John.
Hello, yes, John.
Hey, John, this is Claudia Matthew, and I'm calling you regarding your mortgage with Bank of America. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am doing good, sir. Thank you for asking. The reason why I'm calling you today, John, is regarding the form that you and Kim filled and sent it back to us. You guys were asking about protecting your mortgage in case of death, disability, and illness?
Yes, I remember filling that out.
All right, John, I am the person assigned to your paperwork. My job is to explain to you and Kim how the mortgage protection works, see if this is something that you guys need, see if this is something that you qualified for. Normally, John, what we do is we book an appointment and we come visit you guys in person, okay? However, with what is going on in our country right now, because of the safety of your family and the health of your family, and also the health of my family, John, our companies change a little bit, and I am very grateful that they're allowing us to meet via a web conference. And I think this is a great opportunity, because we can still serve you and protect your family during these very difficult times that we're going through.
That sounds fine. Would I know how to do a web conference? We're not very tech savvy in this house.
Don't worry about, sir. I will assist you with that. Are you guys able to work outside of the home, or are you guys home during the day?
Well, we still go out. We're not locked up completely, but if you'd rather do it via webinar, we're fine with that.
Okay. Are you guys available to do a webinar at 3 p.m. this afternoon, or I could do tomorrow evening if you prefer?
Today at 3 would be fine.
Okay, and Kim will also be available, John, because one of the things that we need to do, they are allowing us to meet with you over a web conference, but I need to see both of you via the camera. That's actually a requirement, a state requirement.
Yes, I'll make sure she's here.
Okay. Do you guys have a desktop or a laptop that have a camera?
We've got our grandkids left one of their iPads here.
Okay, sounds good. So what I'm going to do, John, is I'm going to get your email. I'm going to send you an email, okay? On that email, it's very easy. It's going to have the website address that you go in. It will have the meeting code for you to enter. It's a very, very easy process. But anyway, if you have any hard time, just please know I'm going to be there to assist you. This is new to you the same way that's new to us, John, okay? Like I mentioned before, I used to come to your house and get to know you guys and basically serve you from your home. So basically, if we have a little hard time, don't worry about it. I am going to assist you guys through this process in any way I can, okay? One of the things, John, that I want to cover with you is, as I mentioned, we usually come face to face, and now we're over the webinar. On the email, John, I am going to provide you and Kim with my state of Florida license number. Okay, the reason why I'm doing that is because you're meeting me over the web, a webcam. You don't really know who I am. I want you guys to feel comfortable that I am a licensed agent through the state of Florida. I am licensed and trained to serve you guys on your mortgage protection needs. So if you guys want to go to the financial website for the state of Florida and check me out before, please do so. I just want to make sure that you guys feel comfortable with me serving you guys at 3 p.m. today.
Yeah, that's fine. And will you still be able to, in a few weeks, will you still be able to come out and meet us?
Yeah, so basically what I'm going to be doing is if we're going to be meeting today at 3 p.m. If there's a need for us to, come over when we can, definitely I will come, and I'm going to be able to come over and, when we're all healthy and safe. Okay. But today we're going to start at 3 p.m. with the webinar.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as you'll walk us through it, that'll be great.
Don't worry about it, sir. I will walk you through, and I will take the time that we needed to make sure that you guys fully understand on how to protect your family during this time, John. I'm looking forward to meeting you and Kim today at 3 p.m., sir. And please look in your email in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay. All right, sir. You have a blessed afternoon. See you soon.
Claudia, I love how you're taking the action up front and really starting to build that trust and mentioning things that I'm not even thinking about, like your license. And it seems like you're going overboard, which I like. It seems like you're going overboard to establish that trust and build that rapport early on.
Yes, John. And the reason why I'm doing that, it's just because I wanted them to feel comfortable, guys. You're meeting somebody over the internet, and I could be anywhere. I could be in a different country and you wouldn't know. So I am addressing the big elephant in the room, John, up front. So I don't have to worry about addressing that later on and try to get you to trust me. So what I'm trying to do here, and you guys might think that I'm crazy. Some of you might think I don't want to do that. Listen, I don't have nothing to hide. I'm here to serve you, John, you and your family. And I'm going to be upfront with you because, listen, when I ask you for your social security number, you're going to feel comfortable with me because I already addressed who I am and my credentials. Okay. All right. So, and basically, let me tell you something. Flora and I was dialing yesterday, guys. We're able to book everyone that answered the phone. Okay, and here's the crazy thing. Everyone answered the phone, John. They're home, okay? So if you have leads from 2 years ago and people never answered the phone, this is the time for you to call. They're going to answer the phone. They're home, okay? And we were just dialing in the afternoon. So we take care of the phone call part, okay? I want to say thank you to Flor Garcia. Flor and I yesterday, we were together, trying different, webinars out there from 8:12 p.m. all the way into 8:59 p.m. We tried with a couple different things. And here's the thing, guys. I had an appointment via Zoom over the weekend, okay? I could not get my clients to download Zoom. It was a pain, okay? Skype, we have people having a lot of problems. I needed to think outside of the box because I can't be using a webinar that people cannot get on. It's ridiculous. We need to be able to see our clients. So Zoom, we're having a hard time. I know Andrew Papas is having a, he's been okay with Skype, but again, we're going to be coming, through, clients like, Mr. John, that I was on the phone with him, that he doesn't know, he's not techie savvy. And it's just basically, we need to walk them through. So what I did was I pick up the phone after the 11 a.m. call. Rob Jones mentioning that Vince Hall was having, very, very good success over the weekend. Between him and his mother, they wrote 9 applications. And let me tell you something, when you want to succeed, you want to go to the source of people who are succeeding. Okay. So I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel. I'm going to call people who are getting results. So I pick up the phone and I call Vince Hall. I start asking a bunch of questions and he said, Claudia, we were having a hard time with Zoom. Okay. So basically what we did was we changed it to a webinar called Start Meeting, START meeting.com. Okay. And I say, Claudia, it's easy. People just go to their website. They enter the meeting code and they join the meeting. You can see them, they can see you. And basically I start looking into that. Okay. I also look into Google Meet because John told me yesterday afternoon to look at that. I spend, a few hours on that with Floor. I think there's still a lot that we need to learn on that one, but a couple of difficult things in there was share the screen was not easy. Another thing is we have no control of if somebody else joined the meeting, you cannot kick them out. You cannot mute them. It was a little bit, I need to learn more of that. And let me tell you something, we're going to get back to you guys. If that one is the easier, John, I don't mind tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday, do another Zoom conference with you guys. We're just going to continue working together. Okay. So for now, I'm using Start Meeting, okay? I am going to share the screen. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to take you guys directly to my Start Meeting app, okay? So we're going to share the screen, okay? You guys let me know if you can please, if you're going to be able to see in a second. Hold on 1 second. John, I need to please unmute your phone and let me know if you're able to see what I'm showing.
Yes, I got
Okay.
it. Well,
Okay.
perfect.
Perfect. Okay, good. So, I'm going to change some of those things. This was something that I was playing with yesterday. I want to write a little bit something more about me, but I want to make sure that, you guys, see my page. Here's what I like it about it. It's very easy to join. Okay. What I like it about this, John, it goes back to the credibility, right? What I like it about this is that I can be here, John, and I can be with my client. And if I basically go into resources, or my clients can go to resources, right there is my my license number. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay, you can also have it in here, living benefits videos, okay, that you can share with your clients. You can have it in here. If you need to build more trust, you can have your driver's license in there, okay? So you can have in your wall things that build credibility. If you are new and you don't know how to do a mortgage protection presentation, listen, you can have the flip chart right there. Okay, you can have the flip chart right there. You can also have all the carriers that we work with. Okay, so basically the reason why, and I was talking with Andrew Papas, I think it was like about 11 o'clock last night, and I was just basically going through this webinar that I'm using, and Andrew said, Claudia, it was so easy to log in. I really like it, the setup. I really like it how you can have your resources right there. You can have, your license out right there, instead of having on the Skype, in the side where it doesn't look very well. You have to make the picture smaller. It looks a little bit blurry. Everything is here, guys, and I really like it. Another thing that I really like it about this is that I can go here right now and I can go to my Knowbility app. Okay, I can open my lead, show them, And at the same time, if you have an iPad, what I can do is when I'm doing a presentation with them, I can start filling their mortgage amount, okay? And they can see it. Okay, I can put the medications in here and they can see it. Okay, I normally do a presentation about the living benefits, so I can, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of writing on my tablet, and do the presentation with the living benefits. So I really like this because I can show them the lead. They can see what I'm writing. And here's another cool thing: if I go to a company and I'm filling an application, John, they
And
can also see me. Yes.
hey, and you're writing on all of that, like you're writing and showing your living benefit presentation, which I do want you to go through really quick.
Okay.
But you're doing all that through your Notability?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
So basically what I'm doing is for every appointment that I have, I'm building, on my Notability, John, I build first I start with the Zoom appointments, okay? And then I change it, now I'm not doing Zoom anymore, but what I'm doing is I am downloading the lead there, and I'm downloading the need analysis page in there, okay? Either if you use this one or use the one that Andrew Papas use, you can download in there, and then you have a file for your client. As you can see, I have the file named with my client in there and the time of the appointment. So basically, when I'm talking to you and Kim, John, you can see the lead, but you can also see what I'm doing. And this is very important, John. I am working 2 computers, okay? I am doing the one that I'm using right now, but I'm also have another tablet that I can still see you via camera. So basically, if Kim get up and leave the room, I know that she did, because I am logging twice. That's very, very important, because when you sharing the screen, you no longer see the camera. Okay, so you guys are gonna need 2. I recommend that you're using 2, a computer and a laptop, or a tablet and a desktop. It doesn't matter, but you log in twice. Does that make sense, John?
Yes, makes a ton of sense.
Okay, all right. So what I'm gonna do is let me move my tablet, lay down my tablet so I can do the presentation. Okay, you guys gonna see my ceiling for a second. Okay, so hold on once, bear with me. Okay, so what I'm gonna be doing, John, I'm gonna talk to you, basically with the presentation. I'm not gonna go too much into that. We can do another day where, I think the main thing in here is it's building a credibility and a trust with your clients. We cannot just start a webinar and jump into things, because they need to trust us. They need to feel comfortable with us. Just cut the small talk to even smaller, but be able to, I'm going to be the servant for them. The same way that I talk to you over the phone, John, when I am seeing you via the camera, I want you to make sure that I'm here to serve you. Okay, I'm here to serve you and your family needs, and I'm going to do to the best of my ability. And the concern about protecting your family right now, it's my concern. Okay, that's what I'm going to do at every single appointment. What I'm going to show you guys is how I do my living benefits presentation. Okay, this is something that I learned from one of the boot camps that I went, a couple years ago. I don't even remember, to be honest with you, John, who showed me this, but I've been using ever since. Okay, so when I know that you guys can qualify for the living benefits, I am going to explain to you how the living benefits work. So I'm meeting right now with John and Kim, okay? And can you hear me okay, John, so we can kind of talk? Can you unmute yourself?
Yep, I'm in.
Okay, so basically what I'm going to do now, John and Kim, I'm going to explain to you guys how the mortgage protection works, okay, and how it's going to protect you and your family, okay? You guys already have a policy, for $50,000 each. That one is going to pay if, God forbid, one of you guys pass away. But in here with the mortgage protection, we want to make sure that we're protecting you and your family if anything major happens to your health. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you guys how it works, but I want to make sure that if you don't understand, you just let me know. Okay, so I'm going to use John and Kim. I'm going to use Mary as an example. Okay, Mary have a long-term insurance disability just like you, John. And I am going to basically explain to you guys what would happen to Mary if, anything major happens to her. So Mary's working, God forbid Mary has a heart attack or a stroke or cancer. What is going to happen is her income is going to go down 60%, because that's basically what your long-term and short-term disability pays, John. And here's the thing I tell everybody: if they continue to pay 100% of your income, everybody will take a long time to get better. Okay, so you probably know, co-workers that had a major illness and they went back to work very soon. It's not because they want to or they were 100% healed. It was just basically was hurting them financially. Okay, at the same time, if you're going through a major illness, what is going to happen is your bills are going to go up now. Okay, you're going to have co-pays, deductibles, surgeries, things that your insurance don't cover. Okay, and basically, like a simple cancer treatment is costing families, $40,000 a year out of pocket. So basically, what is happening in our country right now is that 60% of people that file for bankruptcy in our country, it's because they had it's called medical bankruptcy. It's not that they don't have health insurance. It's just the healthcare is really expensive in America. Okay, but our main concern today, John and Kim, is that 52% of the people that lose their house to foreclosure is due to a death, a terminal, a chronic, or a critical illness in the family. Okay, and that's what the mortgage protection is going to protect you guys. So I'm going to use $100,000 as an example. If God forbid something happens to you, John, and you have $100,000 in mortgage protection, Kim is going to receive a check for $100,000. Okay, and vice versa. If God forbid you get diagnosed with terminal illness, okay, terminal illness is a doctor telling you that you have 12 months or less to live. Okay, what is going to happen is the carriers is going to allow you to get up to 95% of your face amount, okay, while you're alive. If you have a heart attack, a stroke, cancer, Lou Gehr's disease, organ failure, organ transplant, your insurance company is going to allow you to accelerate up to 95% of your face amount while you're alive. Okay, the last one, John and Kim, right now you guys are healthy. You perform 6 daily activities to be fully independent. Okay, you go to the bathroom on your own, you don't use a catheter or medical equipment, you take a shower, you get dressed, you walk, you eat, you take your own medications and vitamins. But if anything major happens to you that you cannot perform 2 of the 6 daily activities, okay, it can be due to an accident, it can be due to illness, and you guys cannot perform 2 of your 6 daily activities, you can also accelerate up to 95% of your face amount while you're alive. This is the one that CARES is going to divide in 4 different payments, okay, because it's more kind of like a help through a disability, and the other ones are a lump sum. So basically what we're trying to do in here, remember I say that 52% of foreclosures due to a death, a terminal, and chronic and critical illness. What the mortgage protection is gonna do to you guys, you're gonna prevent your family, okay, from being part of that 52%, because we're going to protect you guys from being a part of losing your family if anything major happened to you guys. Do you understand this, John and Kim? Do you have any questions?
I love that, Claudia. I did get a text from Danny Fabrio. He wanted to see if you could just take a couple seconds and go back over and explain the 2 different logins with the 2 computers for the clients. Can you maybe re-explain that?
Yeah, so basically, if you guys want to go right now, I won't be able to do 2 Zoom at a time, but maybe we can just go ahead and schedule for another day too, John, when I can actually do a Zoom via, that app already. But basically what you do is you go to startmeeting.com. Okay, so it's I'm gonna type here on my so you guys can see it. Okay, so you're gonna go to,
and Claudia, I'll
yes,
say with especially with you and Andrew Pappas, both of you guys, you have teaching spirits, and we love that. And so anytime, like if you want to set up a Zoom, or do like a Cornerstone Live, and you want to even do something like tonight at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, you could do those things. People can plug in if they want to plug in. I just think during this time frame right now, I'd rather give too much information to our agents, our field underwriters, than not enough information. So
Okay.
I want to make sure that you and Andrew and all of the elite producers, I want you to know that we want you teaching what you're doing and what's working. And any examples out there that you're finding, please post on our GroupMe, because right now we can't have too many success stories.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, John. And just so you guys know, Start Meeting is the first 30 days is free. Okay. So it's not going to cost you anything. It's free for the first 30 days. And then afterwards, it's $13 a month. I actually pay $14.95 for Zoom. And it's free. Okay. So I don't have a problem doing a later on tonight. We can do a 9:30 or so if Andrew is available, because I do have, appointments with clients all the way up into that time. I don't have a problem. But if you guys want to go in and sign up for a Start Meeting, do that. And then basically we can walk through setting up. It's very easy. I think that for me to set up first, it was not as easy, just because, I needed to learn. But as soon as you learn, nobody helped me. Nobody guided me on how to do it. I had to learn on my own. And me and Flor would just keep trying, and Tammy helped me. But definitely we can do that. Just go ahead and sign up for. But here's the thing, John, we need to think outside of the box. Okay. This is not the time for us to be focused in one thing. Okay. The most important thing is find what works for you and your client. I did an appointment that the lady, didn't have a computer. She couldn't download the app. You know what I did? I did a FaceTime with her, and I switched the camera around and I showed her my screen. So we got to think outside of the box, guys, because we just got to do what it works. You might work with other people that don't have an iPhone. They don't have a computer, but they have, WhatsApp. So basically the reason why, John, I was asking you if you had a computer or laptop, it was because I wanted you to use that if you have available. Okay. But we need to basically do what we need to do to serve our clients. I'm going back to the stop sharing the screen. Okay. Very, very important, guys. One thing that I want to say, John, if you want to, stop, I can't stop sharing my screen right now. One of the things that I want to share with you guys, John, is we're here to serve our clients. Okay. We are here to do what we can to serve them. Okay. This is not the time, guys, for us to be a lukewarm agent. This is not the time for us to let me think about it and be okay with it. This is just not the time for that. Okay. This is the time to be bold, to care about our clients, because you have one shot in meeting them over the internet. Okay. So basically for me, John, I don't have a problem looking my clients in the eye and telling them the truth about their situation. And we have families walking around right now with no protection. Okay. And I am a believer. Some of you might think that I'm crazy, but I'm a believer that what we do can prevent our country to be in a worse situation in a couple months from now. We can prevent our clients from losing their house. Okay. And here's the thing, there's no thinking about it. Okay. And I say something on the Facebook Live with Andrew Pappas the other day that he really, really liked it. And basically, and we're going to be doing another Facebook Live, John, at 10 a.m. on Friday. So you guys know. Okay. Andrew just sent me a text message. Here's how I was able to close every single appointment, John. If I'm meeting with you and Kim, okay, and you and Kim tell me that you guys want to think about it, I'm going to look you right in your eye via the webcam. And I'm going to tell you, John, I say, John and Kim, this is not the time in our country, okay, for you be walking around thinking about it while you and your family don't have a protection in place. Okay, I do understand that there's a lot of uncertainty about your income coming in. So let's get something in place. Let's start with something low. When our country, we can get to the other side of this bridge that we're on it right now with our country, we can meet again. I will come in person, and then we can look at bumping your coverage up. But right now, John and Kim, let's get something in place. Okay, let's make sure that we protect your family.
Claudia?
Yes.
Girl, I love it. I've sat here and made notes. I copied your presentation. I think it dovetails awesome with the animated living benefits video there is out there, which I think gives you even more credibility when you show that video. My favorite living benefits video is the lady that was she was in the military, and I think that's a phenomenal video. There's so many good videos out there, and like you said, you can show that to your clients, which
Yes.
I think that builds an awareness and certainly gets the emotion, because if you're going to be successful at this, you can't bypass the emotion.
Yes.
And you can't be so transactional you bypass that. I think what you'll end up getting a lot of times is the same thing we get in the homes when we get too transactional, which is, hey, that all sounds good, we love you, we're going to call you back, but we just need to think about it. And the reason they do that is because they've not gotten it settled inside their spirit that they need to take care of this right now. And Claudia, you're one of the best at that. And I think your personal story has made you best at that, because you know what people are going to go through. So yes, 10 o'clock on Friday morning for the next few weeks. Let's just make that a mainstay. Prior to the 11 o'clock national sales call with Bill Martin, we're going to do a live Cornerstone Live, or we can do a Zoom, whatever you guys want to do. But we can do a 10 o'clock, and it will be nothing but teaching telesales, mortgage protection. And one of the things that I challenged Tommy Abert on yesterday was we need some success stories with final expense too.
Yes.
So anyway, Claudia, anything in closing?
John, I think that, we have to think outside of the box. The way that Ollie say on Friday, Facebook Live, is that we got to look into our toolbox and see what we have available, John. Okay. And we need to think outside of the box and use this time. We are in a perfect wave right now in our country. This is the perfect wave for us to, be able to protect our clients and use that. And here's what I told my agents yesterday. I had a webinar with my agents. I had a lot of new agents, John, and a lot of them is like, oh, I'm scared. I don't have the experience that you do. Let me tell you something. I don't have experience in meeting you over the internet either, John. This is new to me. And that's why I'm telling my clients, like, listen, this is new to me the same way that's new to you. So basically, here's what happened, John. If you don't try it, you got a 0% chance of succeeding, okay? If you put yourself out there and you get in a Zoom or you get a start meeting, you get a 50-50 chance of closing the appointment. Which one do you want it? Do you want to be, like Jamie said, the one worrying about if the government is going to send you a check or not, or do you going to use this opportunity to help people? And John, something that I really want to hammer on Friday is referrals, okay? Yeah. I think that, you might not close everybody, but the 30%, the 50% that we're going to get numbers to you guys by this weekend, the percentage, the people that you are closing, they trust you. They gave you their social security and bank account over the internet, okay? Who do they know, John? John and Kim, who do you guys know? We protect you and your family today, okay? One of the greatest things that happens, John, is that our company is one of the few companies in the country that we can protect the American families without having to meet with them, without sending a nurse to book an appointment. labs right now are not processing blood work for insurance companies. They have a bigger problem, on their hands right now. So basically, we are one of the few companies in the country that we can protect the American families, and we're opening for everybody, John. It doesn't matter if your family and friends has a mortgage or not. If there's anybody that you are worried about it, that if something happened to them during this time, they don't have a protection, please let me know. I'm here to serve your family and your friends the same way that I served you guys today.
I'm writing that down right now, Claudia. Our insurance carriers, our partners are allowing us to protect you over the phone with no nurse, no physicals. That's huge. I absolutely love it. Plus, I love how you're leveraging your partnership with these national insurance companies, the names of these companies. It's only going to give you credibility. So, guys, again, it's 11:35. Thank you for allowing us to go massively over today. But we've got a lot of good information to you, and we'll look forward to seeing you. I just put on GroupMe, I'm doing a 12:45. I'm doing a Facebook Live opportunity overview. You can create a watch party. You can invite your friends to plug in. It's going to be a very short 15-minute overview. And then I'm going to lead into, actually, Andrew Pappas is going to do live dials at 1 o'clock Eastern time. He's going to do live dials, setting up phone appointments. So plug into that if you'd like to, but go out there and kick butt and take names. God bless.
Yes, John, and we can schedule a 9:30 tonight for setting up the page if you guys need help.
Fantastic. Anything you guys want to do, Claudia, just set it up, post it on GroupMe, and we'll plug in.
All right. Thanks, John.
Thank you.